So now that we've sent your customer the email with the WebPay link, what I want to do is show you what the email looks like when they get it and show you what their interaction will be whenever they click the link. So this is what the email looks like when they get it. It'll have the PDF of the invoice attached. It'll have the message that you typed into the body of the email when you sent it. And of course it'll have the WebPay link. Now when they click the WebPay link, they're going to get to the website. It's going to look something like this. And right here it's going to say hello, and it'll have the customer's name that's actually on the invoice. And then it'll have your company name. This is what I have for my company name for the purpose of this demo. And I'll have your company name. It'll say, has sent you this payment request for the invoice below. Please review the information and submit payment. Now the customer will be able to see the bill to and ship to names, as well as the invoice number, the purchase order number, the date on the invoice. This is the date the invoice was created. And if the invoice has been actually sent or invoiced to your customer, it'll have the invoiced date underneath the status here. They'll also be able to view their invoice total, payments, and the remaining balance. Now they'll be able to come over here and enter in. This will be their billing information for their credit card. And so I'm just going to put in some information here. Right here, we had put that we wanted to require a minimum payment of 50%. Well, this page has figured out what that 50% dollar amount would be, and it has put a message right here. Minimum payment of this $1,486.97 is being requested. If they put any value in this payment amount field less than this value, the payment area right here will be red, and it will not let them proceed to the credit card screen until they have put in an equal or greater than amount. So I'm just going to put $1,500, and then I'm going to click pay with credit card. It's going to pop up a window. Now this system is designed to work with desktops, laptops, Windows, iOS. It's also designed for Android tablets, Android phones, and iOS tablets and phones. So this screen right here is where they'll actually put in their credit card number. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a test credit card number, and whenever we submit payment, or when the customers submit payment, what I want you to watch for is we're going to get a notification at the top of the screen, which lets you know on any computer that's running TeeCal at the time the payment's received. It will send a notification to every one of your computers in your office, letting you know that you've received that payment. So I will show you how that works. So we're going to click pay. This is what your customer will be doing. And when they click pay, it's going to route them to an approved screen right here, so they know their amount's been approved. All right. And then as you can see on TeeCal, we got this approval. We got that notification up there. Now I'm going to go into detail about how that works. Okay. So your customers made the payment. You saw the notification at the top of the screen in green. So I'm going to introduce you to two more other areas that we've added that correlate with the WebPay system, and that is we've added web notifications and we've added a WebPay dashboard. So the notification, which is the little bell here, anytime anything happens as far as a payment being received or anything like that, a notification will come through and it'll be seen on here on all your TeeCal computers except for the production manager computers. This particular feature, the notifications and the WebPay dashboard, those do not work on the production manager user accounts. So we'll click the notification screen and you'll see there's one new notification in here. There's some additional views in here. It'll show all the unacknowledged notifications by default. But then it'll also give you an option to look for all notifications for today, whether they're acknowledged or not, as well as for the last 7 days. So what I want to do is I want to click view on this, and I'll show you what it's basically saying. It says, hey, look, a new payment has been received for invoice 1015. $1,500 was processed via WebPay link Gravity Payments. And then it'll give you the details, the approval amount, and whatever down here. So you can click that and click close, and you'll see up here it's already marked it from 1 to 0. So it's noted that someone has actually viewed that and it has reduced the notification count by that one notification that we viewed. Now, to take that payment that we just received and apply it to their invoice, that's not done automatically. It does require user action on your part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to go ahead and close the invoice because the invoice does need to be closed when you apply that payment. So I'm going to click it's called the WebPay transaction dashboard. So it's going to show by default unapplied payments. This is payments that you have received through the WebPay Gravity payment system, which you have not applied to the balance of their invoice yet. So, and one of the ways to know is if you look over here, it says applied to invoice, it's not checked. That tells you that you have received this payment, but this payment has not affected the balance of their invoice yet until you apply it. So the way you apply this payment to their invoice is you click view on this payment, and it's going to have all the details from Gravity Payments for that particular transaction in here. It'll say total payment amount $1,500. It was approved. There's the approval number. It'll have the date and the time. And then down at the bottom, it'll have the invoice and it'll have the amount. And then it'll say a payment applied. It's unchecked. Apply date, it's blank because it's not been applied yet. So what I'm going to do is all you have to do to apply this payment to the invoice is click apply payment and close. So when you do that, it'll take it a second, and you'll also notice that that payment has been removed from this screen. That is a confirmation that that payment has been added to that invoice. Now what I want to do is I want to show you this other view, all payments for today. All right, you'll see that whenever I go there, even though we've applied that payment, the all payments for today and all payments for last 7 days will show you all payments whether they've been applied or not to the corresponding invoice. So that's like a history of all payment transactions. So what I want to do now is open that payment and show you that it's marked this payment processed in TeeCal to yes, and then it will actually mark payment applied to checked. It'll have the date and time that we did it, and then it'll have applied by, and it'll have the user's name here. I'm going to go ahead and open up the invoice that we applied that payment to just to show you, hey look, we got that $1,500 payment and it did indeed apply to the invoice. You can click payments, and when you open up that payment in here, it will have all the details from Gravity Payments that we had pushed over. So that's just a confirmation that that payment, when we applied it, it did apply, and it worked as expected. So that's the end of this demonstration. If you have any questions about this feature or any feedback, please feel free to contact TeeCal support. Thank you.